Welcome to our exploration of Miyamoto Musashi's Dokkōdō. Musashi, one of Japan's greatest swordsmen, was undefeated in more than 60 duels and lived a life dedicated to the art of focus. His principles guide us towards a disciplined, enlightened existence. In this video, we'll dive into 7 principles of Musashi and uncover how they can help us live a life of ultimate focus. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Separation is a part of life, whether it's temporary due to travel, relocation, or permanent due to death. We also experience separation from personal items or money. Most of us suffer when separated from what we love because we're attached to them. In Buddhism, this idea of possession is delusional. As a Ronin and a Buddhist, Musashi was aware of the burden of attachment. His solitary, focused lifestyle couldn't afford the grief that comes with separation. He embraced the temporary nature of things, knowing all things come and go, and accepted the inevitability of death. Musashi wrote in his book of 5 Rings that the way of the warrior is the resolute acceptance of death, understanding that life is surrounded by it. By accepting life's impermanence, we can better cope with separation. Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself nor others. It's easy to fall into the traps of resentment and complaint. A critical eye and strong opinions can make the world seem full of things to complain about. But for someone dedicated to ongoing practice, resentment and complaint are detrimental. The world is beyond our control. People will act in ways that don't align with our values. Life isn't fair, and trying to change this is almost impossible. From a Buddhist perspective, we shouldn't waste time trying to change the world or resenting what is. Instead, focus on living the best life we can, accepting those who don't. As Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius put it, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Musashi pointed to eros, a form of love motivated by lustful desire, also known as romantic love among Buddhists. Today, romantic love is often elevated to the status of ultimate concern. Musashi wouldn't have endorsed this, as it's distracting and harmful to progress as a swordsman and a Buddhist. Like any feeling, love and lust can overcome us, but we have a choice whether or not to engage with these feelings. Instead of being blindly guided by romance, it's wiser to stay rational, grounded, and focused on our path. Romantic enchantment can lead to unwise decisions affecting work, personal boundaries, and even violence. In all things, have no preferences. Preferences create dependencies on the outside world. When we encounter something we prefer, we are happy. When we encounter what we dislike, we are disappointed. Having preferences gives outside circumstances power over our mood. Musashi had to keep a tranquil mind to stay on his path, so strong preferences would have been harmful. Embracing whatever fate brings and making the best of it keeps our focus independent of the result. 5. Be indifferent to where you live. As a Ronin, Musashi wandered Japan, staying in various places, from castles to caves. Regardless of where he lived, his way remained the center of his life. Today, people place great emphasis on their living environment. But attachment to living conditions can cause anxiety. Dissatisfaction often leads people to move, but the sense of fulfillment from a new place is temporary. Satisfaction and dissatisfaction happen within. By being content with our homes, no matter how simple, we have one less worry and can stay focused on our purpose. 6. Do not pursue the taste of good food. Many people indulge in the pleasure of good food, spending long evenings whining and dining. Musashi discourages this pursuit. Other philosophers, like the Stoics, also encouraged simple eating. Founder of Stoicism, Zeno of Citium, observed that people who get used to fancy meals stop appreciating simple foods. Overeating can lead to health problems and compulsive consumption. Instead, eat mindfully and in limited amounts to weaken food cravings and focus on nutrition for fuel. 7. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. Musashi's life as a Ronin didn't lend itself to having possessions. Traveling, fighting duels, and perfecting his skill, possessions would have been a burden. Some people collect possessions believing they increase happiness, but this often creates a hunger for more. The more we own, the more weight we carry until we become servants of our possessions. Minimalism, finding contentment in stillness and not chasing possessions, allows us to travel light and focus on what matters. Thank you for watching.